Super Dave here with another review.
But that is just looking epic.
Thundercats! Thundercats! Ho! Super Dave here with part 2 of our awesome Cat's Lair review. Now to look on the inside. Over here, I moved it from over here where I have my outdoor scene and where I just had the Cat's Lair. I had to disconnect, of course, the two claws and the stairwell leading up to the doorway, and moved it over here. Here's where the Snake Mountain sits. Don't have any lighting over there, but I moved it over here to where I normally do my technology type scenes or space station scenes, like with Hordak and his, Fright Zone and different things like that. That's kind of what this area is. I've got silver over there. I've got a silver background back over there for this area. And I have flooring that comes from Extreme Sets for different styles. And so, yeah, that's where we're headed to check out the inside. Let's take a trip inside of Cat's Lair and we'll take a tour. All right, coming on inside of the Cat's Lair, let's first start with the council room. And this is so awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Oh man, it's just looking so beautiful. And I've added some things here, of course, that does not come with the set, like this glowing wall. I got that at one of the bin stores where, I don't know if you've seen those, where stuff is returned from Amazon and other online places, but instead of it going back to their factory or whatever, they just sell it out to these closeout type places. I don't know. Anyway, they're called bin stores, and you can get stuff like this for $5. But it's a lit up tracing board. It's got measurements along the edge, and it just has one brightness, but you could lay something down on it and you can trace stuff. But anyhow, I got it for diorama fodder, and this thing is cool. I've been using it and wanted to use it here just to kind of light up, give it some light. But this is just so fancy. It looks very much like what the inside of the Cat's Lair looked like on the cartoon, and it just looks cool here. Just take a look at that. And then, just as advertised, this really nice council table, complete with the Thundercats logo in the middle, and all 7 chairs can seat all the Thundercats, except for Snarf, but that's okay. Snarf isn't really gonna need a seat. He can stand up on his tail. But here is the Thunder Kittens, and Wily Kit and Wily Cat. They're up here on the balcony looking over, because technically they're still kids, so they're not, even though they're Thundercats, they don't quite deserve a place at the table yet. But this is just so cool. And then this thing here is a round leathery type circle set that I got in the clearance department at Walmart. Came with these different size circles. One side is like brown and one side is gray. And then I got this cool big one here. They were like $5, I think, maybe $3 for the whole set. Different sizes, and I said, oh, they'll work neat for some of my dioramas. So I thought this would be perfect. And as you see, I have Extreme Set flooring that kind of goes along with the tech type theme here, and so you can see that as we go along. And we're getting ready to install some of these in that secret compartment chamber that has various different functions. And then we'll look at the lab. And then I've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle diorama piece over here that I got, not for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but for my either Thundercats or He-Man. It's a portal type thing, but I think it looks perfect going along with this set. And of course, there is my key. I just stuck it in the middle of a ring light But this thing is just so cool with all that it comes with inside and the way it's designed. It's just beautiful, just gorgeous. And so we're going to look at first this council room here. And did have some problems getting some of them seated, even Lion-O here. Now, I think the retail version of Lion-O, which I'm just not that fond of his face or the skin tone, especially his face. I could live with the rest of it if the face, you know, I don't know, compared to the other Lion-O, I just, you know, and we've done reviews on it. But anyway, skin tone and face, I just can't use it as my go-to Lion-O. So I've got the Super 7 Lion-O seated here with the, you know, of course, your elbow and knee pins and stuff still there. Hopefully we'll get another Lion-O that actually looks decent. Maybe I really got my hopes up for the light up eyes Lion-O. But yeah, I've got Lynx over here with his braille board back over there. And of course you can see Snarf, he's listening in and standing up on his tail over there. Tigra was kind of difficult to sit down in the chair, which he's just difficult posability anyway. He had horrible posability and articulation. Panthro was easy to get in the seat. Bengali wasn't too bad. Only had a little bit of trouble with Chitara's feet, a little bit trying to get them so they didn't look like they were just like, I don't know, weird. Trying to get everybody's feet flat on the floor, which, you know, it's not an easy task with action figures. And of course, Pumira, she was not too bad to get in there. She's just stiff and kind of, you know, looks like she's staring all the time. But the worst of all was Lion-O. And you can see he's not really even still seated on there. But, you know, he was early on. This body style was early on in this series. So they did better, I think, with everybody except for Tigra. We definitely need a new Tigra with the elbow pad as well as some better articulation, not so stiff. With some head articulation, something, just a little bit better. But they actually look good, though. They look good. Lion-O is leading the charge, talking to all of them. Just take a look at all of them there. They just look so cool. Neat. Got Chitara's little relic there, little compact. Those are some Marvel Legend computer tablets that I'm using there for Tigra and Panther to use. Little suitcase over there leaning against the wall. But so, you know, you can always add some stuff to make your dioramas look better. I even want to get something to kind of cover up, like I have done with my Castle Grayskull on the inside and outside, the joints. May do something to those joints to give them a little covering when I'm venturing inside. I'm going to be using, be honest with you, probably a lot of times the outside shot, because I like using my outdoor scene, as was in my part 1 video, and certainly go look at that if you want to see the claws and the head and the light up functions and everything. Everybody's set up around that in actual Third Earth. Yeah, it'll be Third Earth, and of course most of the time I pretend it's Eternia. But anyway, there's the council room. And these chairs are really cool. They're nice. They're pretty durable. They have some flexibility. When I was trying to, you know, jam some of them inside of their seats, I didn't have any problems feeling like they were going to break or anything. You saw those little control panels over there on the walls, just like little color screens. It's cool. Really neat. All right, now what I want us to do is come on over here and install the stuff that goes behind door number 1. And I think we have 3 sections. So let's go ahead and set that up, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are with Pumira's weapon, like a slingshot type tail thing. Another one, I think, of one of her weapons, or at least she came with it. We have Chitara's expanded rod that she uses, staff that she uses. And then we've got Panthro's nunchucks with the cat claws on the end. And we've got, of course, Tigra's weapon that extends out into like a lasso that does a lot of magic. like for him to disappear and such. And then we've got the key. I think it came with Jaga, but I'm not sure. I think this came with Panthro, the little walkie-talkie communicator thing there. And then this is the one that actually came with the set here. But instead, I have put a more silver type looking sort of omens and sleep form on there instead of this one. This one's just a little bit more gray. It's not as metallic, but the claw is mighty metallic, but it's small. And it does have the little peg for it to peg on the side of lino, but it fits more in line with the claw that comes with the retail version, the one you can get at Target, than the one that comes with our standard Ultimates lino. As you can see here, it's definitely smaller than that claw shield. So I'm going to put the larger one up here, and if you did not hear in part one of the things that's cool about this set here, and I'm just going to remove everything here, is that this is real felt. And so that is really, really cool. So let's go ahead and open this up. And I believe the first thing we come to is where the weapons rack goes in. Look at that. This is just so cool. I'm geeking out here a little bit, but you can see that little metallic sunburst that's on the inside of the CAT'S LAIR's little hidden compartment that scrolls through over here, which is so cool. And so this is where we're going to sit the weapons rack. So you just sit it right in there. And then I know we have many claw shields and many swords of omen, especially in both the sleeping sword stage and in the fully extended sword stage. And again, I'm going to use a full-size claw shield. And I knocked that one off, so I'm trying to do this. There we go. And there you have it. And you can use this little place up here below the balcony to scroll it. So let's go ahead and scroll to the next thing here. It's kind of tight. I think it's going to be easier to do it down here. So we're going to scroll and scroll. And the next spot is the built-in, if you will, weapons rack for the Thundercats. So this is where we're going to kind of have more options, I think, or at least three. So here is Chitara's, and it looks like it's built for this because you see it's vertically long right there. So I'm just going to poke that in. Oop, let's see, is that going to work? Wow, it does not want to go in there. Let me check. So you literally have to bend it and slide it into the hole. I'm sure you could press hard enough to get it to pop in, but I didn't want to take the chance to knock everything down that I've got propped up over here. So I bent it. It does bend pretty easily and was able to slide it on in. Let's see if the other ones are going to be that difficult, because let's go ahead and try. Oh man. Yep, this is going to be the same way. So let's just slide it in from the top, I think. Maybe? Nope. Okay. It does not pop in. There it goes. It popped in that side. Tigra's weapon. Alright, so for Panthro's weapon, you have a few options. You can either take like the narrow part down here and pop that in. It pops in a little easier. You do have to apply some pressure. There we go. And then you can just drape the chain kind of over the top like so. You just have it hang like that. Or different ways. It would have been easier if they had just put a hook there. Be honest with you. But if you put one of the nunchuck sticks on there first, you can actually make it like a hook and hang the chain over the rest of it. So that shows you that. Now, there's some other things that you could do. If you have like a little stool, something like maybe this, you could certainly put, for instance, one of the books in there. You could also take, like I was showing you earlier, the key, one of the communicators, and even some of the other weapons like the star thing there. You could even maybe hang this on. Let's see if I can hang this over Chitara's pole weapon, like so. You know, so you could definitely use your imagination and get other things in there. There we go. Now, I said there were 3 sections, but I was incorrect. There are only 2. But that's enough. It's really cool. And there you go. So let's go ahead and close that up. I'll show you. Let's go in around one more time. There's the claw shield. It's still in place with the Sword of Omens in sleep mode. Go ahead and turn it one more time and close it on up there. Really cool. Like one of the doorways like you would see sometime in the show. All right, you can see I've got little robots setting up. You can see one of the turrets through there. There's the stairwell that goes up to the top, which we're going to look at that in a few moments. We're going to take care of downstairs first. And then there is Bengali's anvil and workbench area and some Thundrillium to be able to hammer out the swords that he's making. So now let's go ahead over here to the workbench and see if we can install the tools. I've got the tools down here. So we're going to install these tools on the workbench and check that out now. All right, the next thing that we want to do is fill in our workbench. So I was trying to kind of study the picture that we had on the box to kind of get an idea of how to do it. So that's what I'm going to start with here. Okay, this looked like it was supposed to be up top. Yep, had that sitting kind of off to the side. I believe this here, I believe it was, let's see, maybe it went down a little further. All right, let's see. I know this one was like this. Okay. All right. I have to say that's one of the most frustrating things I have ever done. Just about every time I would get one thing on, all of them would fall off. So I went back and studied the picture on the box. There it is. So you can see it. And it works. I mean, you have to do it exactly the way, for the most part. Now, there's engineers, people with puzzle mindsets that are way better than me on things like this. You could probably find 5 or 10 different ways of putting them up there. But for me, I had to go back and look at the picture and do it exactly the way they showed. And yes, it fits. But don't sneeze and they'll all fall off. I don't know if mine is slanted a little bit where I have it sitting. I think it's pretty level. But I'm telling you, I could put one on and it just jarred a little bit and they would all fall off. Anyway, there we go. I got them on there, but they're not a tight fit. They basically just hang on there, but it does look cool, doesn't it? All right, let's put some figures in this set. And just in case you forgot, the middle one, the biggest wrench in the middle, dead center there with the white and gray and red square rectangle on it, that is the tool that came with the Thunder Tank. So you would not have that with your CAT'S LAIR if you do not have the Thunder Tank. So just mentioning that. But it's just a cool layout of this laboratory, this garage, this workstation.
all the way up to the top. It's just so well done. I just think that whoever engineered and designed this really did a masterful job and really thought of the collector, and I just love it. And Panthro is enjoying working at his workstation. He's able to get a lot done even in a small shop. And we have Pumira over here working on the portal, or whatever this is, some kind of screen thing. But that does not come with the CAT'S LAIR, but it's just cool. Wanted to add a little bit to the sides of this. And then here is Tigra, who is definitely working on something that came with the CAT'S LAIR, and that's Tier 2, the chemical lab, the science lab. And the one he's holding there is one that came with a Marvel Legends character, because all of these are glued down. You could probably loosen them and fudge it and get one of them up, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to leave them all glued. But it's so cool. It looks just like a old-fashioned lab type set, and he is working on some chemicals, making some magic capsules for the Thunder Kittens so they can help. And here's some other relics that came with other figures in our Ultimates collection. I believe this one came with Chitara and some magic mirror. I have to go back and look at that story. There she's got a flute. There's some kind of stone. I think that came with Pumira over there. These came, I believe, with Panthro. But anyway, just so neat. So neat. So neat. So we have pretty much covered the first floor, and you see the stairs. So let's go on up these stairs and see what we can discover. All right, we're on floor 2 now, and you can see that the Thunder Kittens, Wily Cat has leaned their hoverboard over here, one of them, and there is some cool screen computer looking terminals drawn on, painted on the back of the wall back there. Almost gives a vibe of Star Trek, kind of like the way the hall and the floor and just the overall shape and design. Really cool. And then there's the Thunder Kittens themselves. The doorway, it's like a balcony, if you will. And I did attach this light up here and turn it on just with some alien tape. Stuck it up there so it gives some extra light. So that does not come with it. And then it's the same on that side, just different looking terminals with that round circle, as you can see. And then another hoverboard there I leaned up against there. So you can come down the steps here. So it looks like there's no way to get to the top technically up here, but we're going to go on up here and check this out right now. But let's go ahead and get some characters seated in there. But before we do, let's go ahead and look at it the way it is. We've looked at these already, and there's cutouts in the floor, by the way, right there where these go in, so they do kind of rotate like a Lazy Susan kind of feel. But if you did not see my first video on these, let me go ahead and pull this one down here to the ground level. I don't want to drop it, and show you it came with 3 of these, and they're double-sided. So whichever design you want, you put them in, and there you have your screen. And the same goes with that one up there, and I've got another one. So you can go back and watch my first video if you'd like to see all of those. But there you have, and these are reminiscent to what we saw them sitting at, these terminal pods in the cartoon. There's a picture of those, as you can see. And just look at how well they did this. This looks so good. It's just so beautifully done. Now this chair was the other chair that we talked about in the first video that was the odd chair out, and that's because it was the one we saw in the demo Lionel seated at. That's the main terminal up here. And just take a look at this cool backdrop with the
Thundercats logo beaming up into the sky as the sort of omens can do. But also look at this right here. There's a button on this terminal. I'll show it to you here. Look at all these things. Don't it look just so neat? But if you press that, it turns on the screen. So let's go ahead and show that again. I'll turn my lights down a little bit just to kind of show you. See, it's lit. It's lit up. And you can switch out those plates, or those screens I should say, with some translucent cool screens. So we'll look at some of those now. But also, let me just mention while we're here that when you press this button, it not only lights up your main terminal, but it also lights up the chest of the cat on the outside, on the front. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me, because when I have mine set up over there, I can't get to the to the terminal. So I have to figure out, I guess I'll have to turn it on before I turn it around and get it in place, because it's, when I get it wedged in over there in my spot, when I want to do the outside view, it's near impossible for me to you know, put it the other way. So wow, that's going to be interesting. So that's one of the reasons in my first video I couldn't figure out how to turn on his chest, but there it is. I kind of wish they had allowed the button up here that turns on the eyes turn on the chest. But anyway, I understand. I think it's the same light actually that's lighting up, or at least it's a double-sided LED that's lighting up the chest and is lighting up the terminal, so that's probably why. But anyway, it helped them figure it out as far as the mechanics as well as the architectural of this. But there's your other pod. So let me go ahead and set some Thundercats in here so that we can see them in this cool looking area, this cool looking scene. And there is Chitara working at her pod, her terminal. And there's Lion-O working at his. And I guess Snarf sometime had to look up some things. He's surfing the web, he's checking out some stuff. Alright, now this right here actually comes loose, and I didn't show that earlier because I wasn't aware of it, but it is hinged and it pops right out. So you just pull that out, and then you can just slide another one in like so, and then you just close it right back. I want to attach one of them so that you can see. Really cool. So there's one of the face plates. Let me go ahead and open that up again, slide that out, slide another one in, go ahead and close it. Let's see if I can adjust it. There we go. Alright, you can see it's lit up, and pop it out one more time. Let's go ahead and show Mumra's pyramid. Evil pyramid. Oops. See, that's not... okay. Not sure exactly what I'm doing wrong there. There we go. Up! So you see there, it kind of... have to kind of play with it a little bit. But there's his pyramid. I knocked Lion-O pure on out of his seat. So let me get him back in place here. That's the way it goes if you ever do dioramas. It's like a domino effect. That is so cool. Nice touch. And then there's one more. Go and show. Go ahead and show off the last one here, which I think is where the Lunatics. No, this might be the Snow People. This might be where Snowman lives. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. There we go. Boy, that one really shows up good. It's just like the cartoon. Awesome. But that is so cool. I like it. I like it a lot. That is so neat. And get it adjusted here. And again, you can turn it off here, and it still shows up good even when it's not on. Especially if you're using lighting, of course. So there you have it. Such a cool set.
And we'll take some pictures of that, get some other folks up in here. But there you have the whole place. The upper section, the balcony section, the work bench area over there. Have a little area even behind the stairwell. If you want to stash a little something back there, you could, because on this side you can see that I stashed the thundrillium over there in the little behind the stairwell area. And then here is our council room. Such a neat setup. So it looks so nice. So Linkso and Bengali are having a chat, a private little meeting here. But it is just so cool. There's areas back in there. So neat. All right, so let's have some fun. This is pretty much all of the inside, but let's have some fun and introduce some friends of the Thundercats. Let them come through the door and have some introductions. Let's try that. All right, who is going to be the first guest to visit our Cat's Lair is none other than Poomra. So it's actually a villain, because we know that Poomra becomes, he's not somebody that just happened to come from Thundera or survive the explosion like the other Thundercats. This is just Mum-Ra in disguise. All right, who is going to be the next visitor to the Cat's Lair? None other than Willa. Willa's visiting. And she is an awesome archer and huntress and rules the Third Earth Forest. And there she is, and we're supposed to be getting her sister in the next wave, I believe, which is cool. They're really cool figures. So who is the next visitor to the Cat's Lair? It is none other than Mandora. She's got her boomerang. She's got her giant-size handcuffs. She's ready to arrest someone. She is single-handedly. She's no Barney Fife. She is the law on Third Earth. She's able to patrol not only Third Earth, but even outer space, because she has it like that. She is a amazing law enforcement officer on Third Earth. And who is the next guest to visit Cat's Lair? As Linkso's over there in the left, since he can't see anyway, he's opening the door for everybody. It is none other than the cool cat himself, Daddy-O. It's Chester, and he's here with his eyes on Chitara. And look, he even brought with him some of those delicious, finger-licking good, leave the powder on your fingers, Cheetos, a bag of Cheetos for everybody to share, as people are falling everywhere. All right. And who is the next visitor to our Cat's Lair to visit with the rest of the Thundercats? It is none other than Hachiman. He is the samurai warrior who can defeat anyone at sword play. And here he is to welcome everyone and to greet everyone and to bow to everyone. He is privileged and blessed, he says, to come and visit with the Thundercats in their humble abode. And who else is going to visit our humble Cat's Lair? As it's getting crowded down here, they're all gathering around. Who is going to visit next? It is none other than Katrina from the Filmation cartoon of Masters of the Universe, from the cat people. Dad was the king, I believe. And here she is to visit. She had a thing for Battle Cat, if you remember, so she's definitely in the right place. All the cats coming together. Katrina. And then finally, who is the last person today to visit Cat's Lair? It is none other than Snowman! And he's so tall, he can't even fit. He's got to bend down low just to squeeze in the door. All right, he's coming in from the cold, but he says it's a little too warm in here. But there we go. That will do it for today. Thank you so much for joining us for this Super Dave review. It has been so much fun just checking out the awesome Cat's Lair and all of the awesome places and compartments and all the awesome accessories and amenities that go with such an awesome play set. It has been our pleasure to give you the tour today, and we hope to see you next time on another Super Dave review. Be blessed. Talk with you soon. Here's some photos in the photo gallery. I think y'all ought to let Daddy-O in on this gig and induct me as a Thundercat. That's right, Chester ought to be allowed to be a Thundercat. Don't you think so? I mean, I do bring the greatest snacks to the table. I mean, who else can help you get cheesy fingers every day of the week but Chester? Big Daddy-O. Come on, what do you say?